I want to introduce to you a new course where I'm going to be delving into what I have found to be the root cause of so many things that we are trying to get rid of in our life. I'm Camson, the Untamed Oracle. I have been channeling the Akashic Records for decades now, and I have assisted thousands of people all around the world. And I have been paying attention to common denominators. So we're going to get into that in this video. I'm going to get into codependency. I'm going to get into narcissism. I'm going to get into energy vampires. I'm going to get into hypervigilance, being stuck in survival mode, complex PTSD, which is post-traumatic stress. It's over time. It's small T's, big T's, all of these different experiences that we have. And a lot of us don't really have time to process it. And the issue that I have found, I've bought so many courses, hired coaches, worked with consultants, and it's just not enough time to do what they're giving me to do. So I created this so that you will only need 30 minutes a day to get transformation. There's a deep resonance in the words, I just feel so tired. I wake up feeling tired. And this reflects weariness, but not just weariness. This is a deep spiritual calling for us to address. It is time for us to approach life with a completely different perspective, realizing that those of us who are parents, our children are watching us. Those of us who have sons, your son will expect women to do what they see you do. Are you proud of the way that you are showing up in life? Are you proud of the way that you are handling reciprocity in your life? What about your daughters? What are they picking up from you? Are they watching a woman on fire and passionate, doing what she loved, being paid to do what she loved, to just be who she is, a woman who is appreciated, she goes where she's celebrated, a woman who is okay spending time alone, a woman who loves herself enough to say no when she needs to. The power of teaching our daughters no. That one thing alone is cycle breaking. A lot of women have been groomed to not share their pain, to be strong, the strong Black woman archetype. It's leading to diseases that could take your life. A woman who hides her pain is going to attract a partner who's not going to be able to hold safe space for that pain. And while you suffer in silence from the sense of being unloved, you don't know how to bring balance back into the relationship. And this leads to resentment towards others due to their lack of energy of investment in you. And expressing this pain to someone who is capable of empathy is one of the most essential parts of healing. Do not forget that. Though many patterns can be healed by doing the inner work on yourself, the inability to experience the inner work may lead to intellectually understanding what's happening within and without. But the inability to express yourself can lead to a feeling of being trapped in a prison that has been created by unhealed trauma. We all carry these wounds. It's not a person on this planet who doesn't have some sort of wound. Healing codependency cannot happen without real life experiences and practice. I know you read the books, you heard the podcast, I know. And you wake up and you're hoping it's going to be different and it doesn't. But once you realize that there's repressed pain, that there are subconscious patterns that come up that perpetuate these reenactments, you may be able to break free, but unconsciously we begin to belittle ourselves. We feel like we just need to make things not a big deal, and maybe we write things off because we don't want to be a drama queen, right? We don't want to bring unnecessary drama. We might become dismissive of our own pain, and this creates a magnet that will attract people and situations that will mirror this pattern of dismissing pain. This form of trauma mask is one of the most difficult to face because the pain that you feel inside will continue to show up in your day-to-day life until you face it in a customized form to expedite your healing process. It took me a decade to figure these things out. And I have spent so much time, money, and energy on healing. But I want you to be aware of something really important. People who have been trained to be codependent oftentimes train people to treat them as if they're not an asset to the relationship. And this could be your children, your partner, your colleagues, but most important, yourself, your relationship with you. Codependency can cause our relationships to be one-sided. Seems like you're giving more than you're receiving, which means what is happening in our relationship is actually a mirror reflecting back to us the wounds that need to be healed. Based on a lifetime of accessing the Akashic Library, which is a Ethernet that holds all data from every human experience, every experience of Mother Earth, all of the things that have happened in history. After accessing these records for all of these years and performing ceremonies to help people alleviate pain, to bring in healing, to petition, I found a root cause to be this injustice. And this is something that a lot of us maybe have felt. But when we sat down to create our soul contract, there was a purpose in all of the pain that we allowed to be in that contract. Realizing the root of trauma is actually rooted in our childhood and is a part of the soul contract is an important step to become a cycle breaker that you are born to be. Each and everything that has occurred in your life was agreed upon before the next Earth School incarnation that is the here and now. Sometimes our agreements and incarnations can feel more like incarcerations on a prison planet where there's nothing but pain and suffering and one hard time after the other. But when you have proven tools that can be used every single day, soft lifestyle. I'm not trying to do anything to hurt myself, to beat myself up, to punish myself. I've done enough of that. And when you have the tools, you can create a new frequency. Having the knowledge is one thing, but being able to use it is another. And once you start using it, people in your life that benefited from your codependency are going to change. I didn't have any help with this, but I'm giving that help to y'all now. What happens is your magnetism changes. You're not attracted to trauma anymore. You're not attracted to fixing people's problems anymore. You're not attracted to being someone's savior anymore. You learn to be more capable of loving yourself. And so if they benefited from that, they may not want to be in your life in the same way. And this is where a community comes in as a key part of being able to be a part of this sacred space so that you can continue to journey, because without experiences, all of the books, all of the podcasts, all of the courses, all of the coaching is just knowledge. Now, the next thing that I found was hypervigilance. Yeah, it was the root of my chronic fatigue. A lot of women are overwhelmed by stress. Hypervigilance is when you're constantly watching for situations that could potentially be stressful and you're trying to safeguard yourself against them. Sometimes all we need is a safe space to share some of our daily experiences. And sisters, look, I have a private group that I'm opening my doors for you for free. And you will be able to have that space to share with like-minded individuals. Now, you might know your rising sign, but do you know your love attachment style? This is the next element, the next dimension in knowing yourself and recreating your life. A lot of us are too confused and have relationships that are not securely attached, and it's not going to help us to sustain the new version of ourselves. This is why you start, but you never finish. I'm going to help you identify trauma bonds, to identify codependency. I'm going to help you learn how to identify your genetic trauma if you're someone that wants to take that next step. I'm going to teach you intuition training. You're going to learn how to build soft life daily routines. I know it might seem impossible for some of y'all, but it's not. You're going to learn how to identify psychic vampirism, better ways to enforce your boundaries, better ways to resolve conflict. and how to identify what the soul contract may be in your partnerships. There are a lot of ambitious women right now who are successful in the area of life, except for their relationship with their self and the extensions of that, which is everything else. With a unique blend of intuitive guidance, actionable mindset changes, and holistic practices, I provide tailored support that nurtures spiritual confidence and authenticity. I aim to please. So yes, some of the people pleaser is still here, but I utilize it. I take my pain and I use it for purpose. Transformative experiences happen when women come together, when they inspire one another, when they empower one another, when they encourage one another, when they be accountable with one another. What if I told you that having a partner who is incapable of being vulnerable with you was actually something that was a key to me learning how to love myself? Yeah, I know you haven't heard that one before. I didn't either. What if I told you that your narcissistic wounds from narcissistic upbringings or relationships were a part of your soul contract? And what if I can show you how to make it work for you? What if I showed you how the weaknesses of others is actually meant to reveal your strength? You will be less triggered, less frustrated with other people. What if I told you that trapped trauma within the mind, the body, and the soul can be released in just 30 minutes a day? It might sound too good to be true, but it isn't. What if I told you that you have the ability to stop walking on eggshells through discovering who your spiritual parents are? And instead of just reparenting the wounded inner child, you'll learn how to utilize deities, archetypal higher consciousness to assist you. It was a game changer for me. What if I told you that it's actually possible to be less stressed, more grounded, without changing anything in your life or anyone? It's all possible. Yeah. And this is what I wish I could have had that I'm giving to you. So with this new course, you're going to go through a process. It is a journey, and it is enjoyable. Because the thing that I found, I don't want to heal trauma if I can't find some fun and lightheartedness in it. And I'm going to all of these websites and all of these stores to buy spiritual tools. Like, can I just get it all in one place? I'm already stressed. I already don't have a lot of time. And I just want to be able to do it in one place. I got you. I have all of the spiritual tools in the Turning Pain to Purpose bundle, where you will be able to make a connection with your honorable ancestors, learn how to create safe space within your own home, learn spiritual protection, sever energy cords, and create a life that's centered around a higher love, that's supported by a soul that is being released from the traumas of the past, to love as the authentic, untamed soul that you are here to become. Until the generational trauma you acquired becomes fuel for your inner power to change your life, you will repeat the same mistakes over and over again. And no matter how hard you try, your effort will seem futile after time has passed. I have finally found solutions to this. Now, I've tried therapy. I've done occult practices, biofeedback therapy, Reiki, past life ceremonies, path workings with deities, shadow work, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. I created a sacred sister circle where I shared so many things that I use for others, and it was transformational for them as well. I focused on dark feminine energy for protection and healing, mothering goddesses to help you reclaim your courage. We lose ourselves in relationships. We lose ourselves in our career. Some of us don't even know who we are because we were denied a sense of self so that you can find the path that's authentic for you. Now, I'm going to be honest. I'm not your average trauma alchemist helping you to change things in your life. I'm someone who was awakened by Sekhmet and Isis, goddesses who came to me, Lilith, who helped me to see where I wasn't free. And I was living in survival mode. And they came to me in my dreams. All of that is on that old channel. But I was able to awaken my spiritual gifts as I was healing. And I was amazed to see that that was the key. I had tried so much and nothing was working. So as you go through spiritual activations, you become more aware of trauma and you want to learn how to work with it. When Lilith came to me, I was so codependent that I felt like I was doing something wrong just connecting with her. But I had endometriosis, and Isis and Lilith were two of the goddesses that helped me to heal endometriosis. Now, I'm not saying that I'm giving medical information that you can do this, but this is what happened for me. And this is something that went way beyond what I thought was possible. The signs of being codependent and living in survival mode combined with increased sensitivity to energy, because we're going through these spiritual awakenings, resulted in telepathy. I could hear people's thoughts. People could not lie to me anymore. If they did, I would know. I became more clairvoyant. I could pick up on energy of situations and know the outcome. I was able to identify if someone wasn't being fully honest with me. And it was exciting at first, but then it got uncomfortable because people were not integrated with their shadow self, so they wouldn't even know that I'm picking up on things that are actually inside of them. And it was confusing and it was very hard. So this course is a combination of spiritual activations and personal development for the purpose of self-mastery. So let me give you some things to take note of and let me know in the comments how many resonate. Individuals with codependent tendencies struggle with making decisions. Even where you're going to go out to eat, it's hard. Critically evaluate yourself, your thoughts, the way that you look, your words, and rarely feel sufficient. What about feeling uncomfortable when you receive compliments, recognition, or gifts? Do you prioritize the approval of others regarding their thoughts, emotions, and behaviors over your own? Sometimes a sign is not seeing ourselves as being lovable and valuable. Sometimes we seek validation and praise to compensate for the inner feelings of inadequacy. Another sign is finding it hard to admit to your mistakes, or feeling the need to appear correct to others. And you might put on a false self mask to maintain a good impression. Another sign is struggling to recognize or express your needs and your desires. Do you sometimes view others as better than you? What about depending on others for a sense of security? Now, I know that's a big one because we've been taught to look to men for security in relationships. They're the protectors, but you're everything that you need. What about not meeting deadlines, being late for appointments, not finishing projects? How about a lot of challenges around establishing healthy boundaries, especially with your biological family of origin? Went through that. I have been no contact with my biological family for many years now. One of the most difficult things I ever had to do. But if I was going to take loving myself serious, I needed to be willing to cut out anything that I knew was hurting me. Now, if any of those resonate, let me know in the comments, because I want to let you know that there is a safe space for you. And if you struggle to receive compliments, if you struggle to see your own accomplishments, and you would like to have honest feedback, I think that that's something that's invaluable. And we thrive when we connect with those who genuinely empathize with us because they understand our struggles. They see the daily struggles in their own journey. You are me, and I am you, and together we are one. Separation is but an illusion of this simulated reality. I want to create the supportive environment for you. And right now, I'm offering a community that is free for a limited time. I don't know how long I'm going to keep this way, but until it gets to be too many or too much that I can handle, I will let you know. But for now, don't wait. This is a major opportunity for growth, healing, and empowerment, and to learn how to give and receive in a healthy way. I'll be there to assist you with your questions. I'll provide guidance, and I'll celebrate your wins. A lot of women struggle with jealousy and envy, and we grew up with that energy and betrayal, and we don't know how to open up. So this helps to heal the feminine, but it also provides the structure that's necessary for the masculine within you to step out of being wounded and into divinity. This is what I wished I had. Let me paint a picture for you in case you're not quite ready. Imagine having cheerleaders that celebrate every step that you take, every victory that you have, no matter how small it is. Imagine having a bundle that accompanies your course with all of the spiritual tools that I use every single day to change your experience from being karmic to being more bliss, more joy, more love, more passion. You are meant to become an alchemist. This is someone who takes one thing and turns it into something else, takes something that's perceived as invaluable and turn it into something that's valuable. You are meant to transform into something beautiful and powerful. Your shadows make you more beautiful. Alchemy is a mystical process of change. Once it was coined as turning base metal into gold. I mean, who wouldn't want to turn their forks and spoons into gold in the kitchen? So I invite you to grab this comprehensive alchemical course titled Turn Pain into Purpose today. And together, we can start unlocking those doors to profound healing and personal transformation. This is not me holding your hand or forcing you or rushing you. This is self-paced. This is you being able to take the time that you need because healing requires slowing down. But you want to make sure what you're doing in that space and time is effective. So I'm going to give you your own power that's already within you. So it is time. Make a decision. Let me know. Are you feeling this call? Does it resonate with you? If something is holding you back, I would love to hear about that as well. Like, what's holding you back? What are you waiting for? What are you afraid of? These are questions that throughout the course I go into so that you can get to the root of things that maybe have been difficult for you to figure out. So I'm so excited. I'm looking forward to seeing y'all on the other side. For those of you who are new to me, welcome, welcome, welcome. When I show up in a really unique way. So yeah, I'm not going to get into my life right now. I may do a live and answer some questions with you all, but I wanted to have this first initial breakdown of everything that's going to be happening on the other side. And I'm so grateful that you are taking this step. And if you watch this video until the end, that deserves celebration. I just want to celebrate you because there are a million other things that you could be doing right now. And you're stopping the distractions and saying, let me focus on me. That deserves to be celebrated. Peace.